Time on.
As you look at the screen, and Siakolisi immediately said, "We will kick off," which Handré Pollard does deep onto Sam Whitelock, and they can't wait to get stuck in physically, both of these teams. Early hoist from Aaron Smith onto Willie Leroux in his 50th test match, safely under that high ball to clack away for Stephen Kitsoff. Pollard for Francois Lowe in the midfield, playing in that number 8 jersey which he wore against New Zealand in Cape Town last year. Attempt to dink through from Leroux, and then it was lost forward both ways. So we will have the first scrum of the game, and South Africa defeat it.
Well, interesting to see Willie Leroux trying to just put that little kick through. It was a good clean out at the breakdown, good quick ball for the Springboks. Peter stepped the toy with a good, strong, aggressive clean out, front ball foot, but the All Black defence up flat, and immediately the option of just putting it in behind right there in the front mind of the box. Probably a good tactic,
okay, boys,
just to turn the All Blacks around,
please.
chase them back a little bit.
A lot of emotion in this game, and first opportunity, first scrum for both teams to show their intent from a set face point of view. The national anthems was electrifying. The haka was so emotional. Let's see what happens at scrum time.
Bind!
The All Blacks have got a really good scrum record of lane, 100% success rate.
Guys, we're both in.
In the
Come down on the
championship, South
couch, you
Africa,
hold your own weight, okay?
91%,
Yes.
so
No
theirs too has been
leaning.
really good. South
Hold your
Africa
weight.
put in, you'd expect them to win it. Might be a matter of Kitsoff needing to just get a left shoulder up and just give South African backs a chance to get over the gain line. Anything rock steady and square will be good for Faf de Klerk though.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Quick heel for the Springboks, and Pollard for Creel. Excellent tackle from Ryan Crotty. Promoted into the starting lineup at the last minute with the illness to
Offside.
Jack Goodhue,
Timing wrong.
and Angus Gardner has a penalty advantage for South Africa. Offside call.
No advantage.
Wow.
Number 8.
Timing spot on. The All Blacks were up a little quick out the starting blocks there.
Offside.
And quite right, it's a penalty. It's a great start for the Springboks as well. It was a super tackle on Jesse Creel, but somehow South Africa managed to keep the ball, process it quick enough just to get a bit of go for it and win the penalty.
As in forward or back, Graham? Right, okay.
Altitude, no surprise that Pollard is going to have a shot
Sorry,
at
mate,
goal.
the TMO's just let me
This
know
is the great
mark's back
tackle.
here.
Crotty gets up. There's more
There you go,
recognised
thank you.
number 12, Jean, than a number 13, but that's a super tackle.
It is. He's a fantastic player, and he really is the sort of glue that holds his back line together. He's such a solid player, does not make a lot of mistakes, does not miss a lot of tackles, and again, he showed his quality there. Willie Leroux probably should have come a little bit closer to Jesse Creel, running that short line off him, but good defence by New Zealand. South Africa showing the intent with taking the ball wide as well.
And what was interesting, it was a man on defence, Crotty 13 against Creel 13. No shift.
Pollard from inside his own half. It's got plenty of distance on it. 55 metres plus on the angle. With the Springboks lead at Loftus.
That's a great strike. Had plenty on it. At altitude, you expect him to have the distance, but he'd still had another 10 or 15 metres on it.
Well, he had some kicking woes earlier in the championship, as did Bowden Barrett, as we saw in Wellington, but good. Both of them, 100% records last week. Pollard against Australia and Barrett in Buenos Aires against Argentina. It's about securing the restart. Malcolm Marx strongly into Frizzell.
Off the foot.
And also Sam Kane. And now Smith is darting. South Africa not looking after the ball, but then neither do the All Blacks. And a couple of mistakes from each side there.
Thank you.
Welcome, great carry, boy.
No advantage, guys. Knock on by Green, scrum black.
So it was promising from Malcolm Marx initially, just taking on the defence of Frizzell and Kane, but then the ball lost forward in contact. It's gifted a wonderful set-piece field position for New Zealand.
Yeah, and that's maybe where South Africa have struggled in the last couple of weeks. It's about clearing their lines. The clearance kicks have not been good enough, and as a result, they've played a lot of the game inside their own half. And when they have cleared, it's given the opposition ball in the zone where they managed to keep it. They've played with very little possession as a result in the last couple of weeks. And you could see the endeavour there from Malcolm Marx just to drive it out and try to get some forward momentum. Unfortunately, the error came, and it has left New Zealand with a very strong attacking position. Big blind side, big line up to the left, options on both sides, hard to defend against.
Guys, just keep working your side to keep that up. Jerome, can you have a look at this side, please? Thank you.
First part of defending is to have a good scrum against it.
The gap was good on the last one. Let's have the gap again, please, on the bind.
Has taken up position directly behind this scrum, off his right wing, and perhaps an option, a little inside ball from Beauden Barrett, or of course the decoy.
Bind! Set! Still, keep it up!
To ground it goes, and pressure on Smith.
Offside.
Relief for South Africa.
Yeah, it was lost forward by number 9, and
so lost forward by Aaron Smith, then played by an All Black in front of him, offside the call, and Pollard with the opportunity to clear down towards halfway.
Well, I said it starts with the scrum defence. It was a really good scrum from the Springboks. It went to ground eventually, and around quick as a flash was Fab de Klerk. As he comes around, you see there's lost forward. Kieran Reid's got a retreat behind and still in an offside position. Did almost a token retreat, but not enough.
Open the gap. Stop. Open, step out. Good. Time on.
Malcolm Marx with a lob ball to the middle for Franco Mostert. And quickly worked back.
Okay, stop once.
Through them all for Marx, but well defended by New Zealand. Now Pollard rolls it in behind the All Blacks defensive line. Back goes Ben Smith. And he's happy to clear for a touch, so a little bit of a territory gain, just 10 metres or so for the Springboks.
Well, he was all the way over on this side, maybe expecting the box kick over the top, and had a fair bit of territory to make up. It's a little gain for South Africa. Most importantly, they're into New Zealand territory.
Yeah, I know. Guys, if you want numbers, you need to set. Yep.
Again, it's Mostert the target, a much quicker feed this time. And run up in the midfield by Damien Delendi, low. Pollard perhaps thinking about a little kick over the top, and then lost backwards by Delendi, and a little bit of momentum lost, but Malcolm Marx, who better to re-establish that? Etzebeth out the back for Pollard. Here's LaRue, and now Dianchi will give chase. Ball winning the race to the touchline. But there was space to be exploited there.
Well, tactically, it's very good. All Blacks pinned back in their 22.
It's a mark.
We've seen how much possession they've had in recent games. It's not the place you want the ball. You want to be having the ball upfield, not down here.
Move across.
Well orchestrated by the Springboks.
Move.
Kieran Reid is the target. Etzebeth, the challenger in the air, but closing up the gap too quickly, conceding the free kick.
Well, both teams were really bunched at the front of that line out, and South Africa penalised. Under pressure, that line out. Yep. Kieran Reid, the All Blacks' #1 source of line out ball against Etzebeth. leading line-out jumper in the tournament.
In total for Ebenezer going into this game. 3 steals included in that. Finker must have been the target of choice for the first 2 lineouts for South Africa, but now pressure ball.
Stay on your feet, number 9. Over here.
Absolutely.
Stay on your feet, you can't dial on the
straight on
player.
the fact that Klerk was on the ground already. South Africa trying to speed it up a little bit there. Jean is a quick game, best suited for the Springboks.
Yeah, you can see the two teams just feeling each other at this stage. A lot of mistakes for the opening a couple of minutes off this game. Lineout's not really going the way you want it to, some handling errors, so a lot of emotion in it, like we said, but the flow of the game at this stage, they just can't get the phases together.
Goes to Kolisi this time, towards the tail. South Africa really mixing up their line-out options. And de Klerk snipes, puts it on the boot for Bianchi, but well read by Noholo. He's taken towards touch.
Come off.
Well, we thought it could spill over. Emotions running very, very high.
We didn't expect it to be de Klerk spilling it over against the much larger Waisaki Noholo.
Stop. I just want to talk to my AR and then I'll come back to you, all right? Yeah, mate.
There is a shoulder charge by the number 5 lad.
Okay, it's dangerous cleaner.
4 green
Okay.
on the ground. It's just a penalty.
Yep.
Because he never touched the head or the neck, but he used his shoulder.
Okay, no worries.
It's just a penalty.
Yep.
And speak with the number 5.
Yeah, I'm going to have a word to the players as well about running in as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to explain it in a minute. It is going to be your penalty. It is a dangerous clean out by number 5.
So it's just a penalty?
Yeah, it's just a penalty. It was on the body. So, yeah. No, oh, we're happy with the penalty. Guys, Kieran, and number 5. So it is going to be a penalty against you, okay? It's a dangerous clean out. You didn't use your arms, okay? So be careful. Go back, please. Mate, what we don't need is players running in, okay? And I'll speak to them as well. Yeah. So see ya. Same for you guys. We don't need players running in. That's the line in the sand. You got the penalty.
Well, that's a little bit of a cheap shot there, just a dive into the ribs of Ebenezer a bit. Just trying to maybe soften him up a little bit from Scott Barrett.
Pardon?
Not necessary and quite
it was at the
rightly penalised.
breakdown.
Well spotted actually by Jerome Gossé.
Yep.
So Pollard kicks to set up the line-up. Just no territory for New Zealand at all, apart from that one scrum, which ended up in a penalty.
And no shot at goal. New Zealand defended the last maul pretty well. Actually, they've contested the line-outs well and defended the maul well. South Africa will be under pressure here.
Well, just a 4-man line-out, and it goes to Etzebeth. Francois Lowe and Sia Kolisi quick to go and join it. The call of use it once comes from Angus Gardner, but then South Africa find a second surge. Marks for the pickup. Brought down just short. De Klerk waits. Taylor with the tackle. Hugely important one at that. Peter Steph to toy with a pick and drive, but going sideways. Kolisi. Desperate defensive measures. It's Delaney.
Held up.
Held up is the call. Brilliant defensive effort.
Offside.
But offside is the call. And some more off the ball as well.
Number 5. Against. In a row. Okay, time off. Mate, a couple of penalties in a row now. Quite a few. It's actually 5 in a row, so for different things. But now we're down here, so you need to be very careful. All right?
Wow.
Yeah, offside
What a
number
start
5.
by South Africa. Absolutely brilliant. They played the tactical
12,
game
sorry,
superbly.
12.
pinned the All Blacks down inside their 22-metre area. They've had real control of the game as we see the offside. It's Barrett who's coming well. It's quite a few players who've been offside. I thought he said it was number 5 again. 5 penalties in a row is what Angus Gardner had said. It's an easy 3 points for Andre Pollard. And it is just the start South Africa wanted. 13 minutes, 6 points up.
Yeah, South Africa applying the pressure on New Zealand. 5 penalties in a row New Zealand conceded. 3 guys offside on the line. Might have been seen as a professional foul there as well. Angus Gardner, the referee, deciding against it. Only a penalty, but certainly the pressure on New Zealand at this stage. They want to get some territory, get in the South African half, and apply some pressure on South Africa and get points on the board.
Well, possession needed as well. Just 15% of the ball so far for the All Blacks. Restart deep onto Francois Lowe. Takes on Taylor and Franks.
Hold.
Comes out well from that contest. Now the hoist from Faf de Klerk with Apiwe Dianchi giving chase. Went forward off Dianchi surely, but Mustard definitely went forward. It was a wonderful kick chase to put Ben Smith under pressure, but no question that it went forward off Apiwe Dianchi.
Well, Faf de Klerk has taken a huge amount of criticism for his box kicks in recent weeks. Not enough height, distance and height, not giving the chasers a chance to chase. This one was absolutely perfect. Ben Smith was waiting underneath it. The ball swirled a little bit. Dianchi had all the time to chase and jump and almost won it.
You need to get your feet up, okay? Keep scrum up your side as well, thank you.
Protesting that it hadn't come off.
Jerome, have a look at that side, please.
That replay like it did.
86% possession for South Africa, 76% territory. They've managed this game superbly so far.
Crouch! Bind! Boys, you're both in. Guys, come here, please. So we've had 2 pre-engaged resets. You guys both agreed with me in the sheds that you wanted a gap, okay? I'm not seeing it from either of you, okay? You must hold the gap on the bind, okay?
Interesting to see the lineup of the All Black backline here as well. Quite tight in their setup. Ben Smith, the second last attacking player, on the inside of the outer post, so quite tight on attack, forces the South African defense to also tighten up a bit.
Rico Ioane position right on the left-hand touchline. Smith, Barrett, Williams, that went forward.
Advantage.
And cleaned up by Kolisi. With the kick and chase. And the hauler back for it.
22.
Well, you can understand the thought process. No one at the back there. See Kolisi backing his pace against some of the faster guys. Maybe not quite what he had intended, but certainly good pressure from the South African defence in the midfield, and the mistake coming. Shouldn't be too many issues in that combination of Sonny Bill Williams and Ryan Crotty. They played together last weekend.
Barrett. Deep on to LaRue. And Lindy. Comes away past Frizzell. Cuts off LaRue. Kolisi. Very strong in the tackle of Ryan Crotty. That lost forward by the Springboks. Unforced error from them, picked up by Kane, but then a couple of knocks there.
I don't know if it's just me. The All Blacks don't look like they're coming up quickly, taking the space, putting pressure on the ball carrier. South Africa carrying it up with real determination and grit. And this time a little bit of an error there as it spills back and forth. But certainly the urgency of the All Blacks maybe just not there at the moment.
Guys, last one was a standard, all right? Gap again, it was perfect.
No question, they were looking at the selection of Sonny Bill Williams to try and beat that very quick defensive line from South Africa, get his arms through. His first opportunity has gone awry. Another set piece for him to work with here. Ben Smith
Crouch.
and Waisaki Noholo positioned to the right of the scrum.
Bind! Set! Stay 9.
Smith, Barrett. Here's the cross kick for Ioane. And flying straight through the high felt air. Straight into touch.
Well, it was interesting, the first scrum ball, Sonny Ball Williams into the midfield. The second one, a kick over the top. No real attempt to build continuity second time round.
Variation to the front. It's 5 different lineouts used by the Springboks, and Delendi clattering into his opposite number yet again in the midfield. Etzebeth for Du Toit. Kicks off. Polisi there to make the clean. He is low. A little look to his inside. Clean out comes in from Damien Delendi.
Play on, turnover
Comes
good.
back on the side of the All Blacks, and Crotty working with a very narrow channel. Then Williams. Springboks thought he'd got a little isolated there. Then Tuna Kuafi.
Ball's out, no
And
problem.
ball's out.
Play on.
Malcolm Marks pouncing on the loose ball and stealing it back for South Africa. Then de Klerk's kick. Chasing back is Barrett, but again the ball winning the race. And a chase from Dianti, and Creel gets rid of any possibility of a quick throw. Faf de Klerk
I didn't see.
keeping up that territorial pressure. Taylor with the throw for Reed. The Blacks wanting to get things going a little more quickly. Frizzell. And then the clearance from Aaron Smith. It's a good one, but it certainly hasn't got the All Blacks out of their half by some margin.
Yeah, and it's the first time we've really seen a bit of urgency from the All Blacks. Put the ball into the line out quickly, played quickly, the clean out was good, the kick from Smith is a good one. But from your goal line, if you kick it out, well, you've kicked it out 35 metres, it's a good kick, but as you quite rightly point out, still in the danger zone.
Knee? Okay.
Really good game management from South Africa at the moment.
I understand, but he's their main line out jumper.
Etzebeth. That's a knee problem, he's looking a little bit concerned.
Yeah, he's not looking happy at this stage. It's quite a crucial player to this South African cause. He brings a lot of physicality, but also a lot of leadership to this group. But it's been an absolute reversal from Wellington. South Africa with all the possession, all the attack, and not making any tackles, whereas New Zealand are making all the tackles at the moment. And when they do have the ball, unaccustomed to this group, they are making a lot of handling errors. So South Africa is certainly applying the pressure on this All Black team.
Let's come up.
Yeah, there was a little moment there, Jean, where Crotty couldn't get the pass away to Noholo on the outside, and it was turnover ball, and we know how good they are off turnover ball, and that ball had gone. It may have been a real dangerous period for the Springboks.
Marks for Mostert, but definitely not straight.
Option. On me. Scrum.
And they are taking the scrum. They haven't
Scrum black.
yet had a line out. New Zealand, after the first quarter of the game.
I don't think Steve Hansen in some ways will not be too disappointed at the moment. His team have not delivered. They've not played particularly well. They've not really looked in the game, and they only trailed by 6 points.
And that's been South Africa's Achilles heel as well, Joel. Having possession, but not being able to take that pressure and convert that into points and into tries. Only a 6-point lead at this stage.
Bind! Set!
Smith finds Noholo. And Faf de Klerk back there doing the cover work. just managing to keep it in the field of play.
Hold, Black.
And Barrett looking for the big swirling kick, not getting the curve that he was looking for. LaRue away to Pollard. And now Pollard's hoist. Chased by LaRue and Dianchi. LaRue's got it ahead of Naholo. And de Klerk has quick ball. Delendi's kick in behind Rico Ioane. Ben Smith is back there in support though. So dangerous from these positions, but chased down by Jesse Creel.
Stay onside here.
Now side entry is the call. He was looking for the big counter ruck.
Can't come around the side there.
Game of small margins sometimes.
Let's come through the middle.
Like a side entry, but you got to come through the middle, as Angus Gardner is pointing out. It does give New Zealand a little bit of an easy exit here after some real good game management again. Dialendi this time with a little grubber through. Ben Smith did really well to recover. Well, he's standing on the side. That's probably him, and that's about his little error. He's not right at the back. If he'd come through the middle, he probably would have done some damage.
So New Zealand eventually have a line out, and it goes to the captain, Kieran Reid, their primary source of line out possession, and they have a penalty advantage as well for their maul being taken down. Cross kick from Barrett. Well read by Creel, but no advantage. They come back for the penalty.
Yep.
Well, now's the critical decision. Do you kick for goal and get on the scoreboard, or do you maybe kick it down to the corner and try and apply a little bit of pressure, bearing in mind you've had absolutely zero possession so far? John, you as a former Bok captain, what would you be doing?
Well, that's probably the reason I'm not captain anymore.
Shot call.
But it is a difficult one. Well, there we have it. They're going to have a shot at goal. And I suppose if you have a limited possession and limited territory like they've had, and you do get 3 points on the board, you know, psychologically, I think it's it really motivates the team, and you feel you're getting into the game. You're at least applying that scoreboard pressure. So probably the right call.
And I suppose looking back on the South African victory in Wellington, if it's going to be close and tight at the end, and you can hang in with very little possession and just, you know, accumulate a couple of points here and there and be in close, there's always a chance to win it still.
I think the problem you have as a captain as well, and Beauden Barrett has been the best player in the world for 2 consecutive years. The last couple of games, his kicking boots have not always been there. So do you go for the shot at goal with a kicker that's not firing on all cylinders, or do you go for the rolling maul? So if he slots it, it's the right call.
Well, 2 out of 6 in Wellington was a very poor return, but back to his goal-kicking best in Buenos Aires against Argentina, and backing himself from just under 50 meters on the angle. Well, he liked it straight away, and well, he might have. Perfect from Beauden Barrett. And New Zealand on the board. Not often that you say that for the first time in the 26th minute of a test match.
Absolutely, boy. And come from South Africa collapsing the little maul. It's a great strike. We've been worried about his kicking ability. He'll be very happy with that one.
Pollard's restart, controlled by Sam Whitelock.
Outside.
Last week's All Black captain in Buenos Aires, in the absence of Kieran Reid. It's a good hoist from Aaron Smith, and Willie LaRue gets in the air. Brought down by Ioane, and then the contest over the ball is good. This is a little change in momentum here in the context of the game. A series of penalties going the way of New Zealand, allowing them to get some more territory.
You're on, mate.
Well, it's a great kick, and it was quite clever from Ioane. He just waited off and almost picked Willie LaRue up and dumped him onto the All Black side, and then allowed his players to get in and make the steal.
Sam Cane, the jackal over the ball, and winning the penalty that allows Beauden Barrett now to look for touch deep in South African territory, which he does perfectly. Massive opportunity here for New Zealand. Barrett with the take and quickly fed back to Kane. Barrett. And then Crotty. Reed with the pick and go. Taylor. Important tackle made on him. Francois Lowe had a go over the ball.
No,
that's lost forward. Or not, says Angus Gardner. The
Play
crowd
on, you threw it into him.
roaring into...
Play on, you threw it into him deliberately.
Tuina Kouafi with a pick and go. And then it's South Africa who win the turnover penalty.
Well, I like this bit of refereeing here from Angus Gardner.
Let's play on.
Aaron Smith.
He threw it into
threw
him
the ball, threw the ball into the
So he threw it into him on the side.
returning player.
Holding on.
And he's deemed it to have been thrown into him intentionally and not given the penalty which Aaron Smith was trying to milk. Courageous defence again from the Springboks, right on their goal line.
Yep.
Francois Lowe is looking a little worse for wears there. He had to make a really tough tackle at one point. And that's a good clearance from Andre Pollard.
Yeah.
That really was a fantastic defensive effort from South Africa. And the phase just before that, we saw Piwe Dianti making that hit, coming in off his line, making a crucial hit for South Africa and stopping that attacking move from New Zealand.
Well, I think some refs may have blown that for knocking the ball out the scrum half's hands. South Africa got away with it.
Peter Steph Toy, the target with the dummy jump from Franco Mostert in front of him. And Malcolm Marks
Leave it 8.
spiralling away from the maul. De Klerk definitely thought about the kick, and Ben Smith had some work to do to cover. Then Derlendi. Now the kick comes from De Klerk. And Ben Smith was caught slightly out of position.
Well, you can see the South African tactics very clearly playing down in New Zealand territory, making them start from deep. The kicking game is good. The game management continues to be outstanding from both Faf de Klerk and Andre Pollard.
And worrying for New Zealand, Kieran Reid down at the moment, as we see this replay of Damian Derlendi breaking a couple of tackles. Kieran Reid down for New Zealand, the leader of this group. Seems like a shoulder that's a little bit sore.
Clever little kick from Faf de Klerk. Got the bounce, but directed it that way with almost a top spin type action, which got it kicking and rolling forward.
But see, I waited for even.
Reid looks okay.
I waited for even when it was short line out right here. Let's be fair about this,
one or
please.
two head-on tackles is what's causing a bit of damage, and Reid was one of those, I think. Strong ball carries from the Springbok hooker.
Such a starkly different contest to what we had in Wellington. 11 tries on that evening in Wellington. So far, not one in the first half hour of this 97th Test match.
Well, 30 minutes into that game, it was 14-12, and shortly afterwards became 19-12 to South Africa.
But absorbing, nevertheless. Reid back from injury and calling the line-out throw onto himself.
It's fine.
Well, Peter Steph Toy and Evan Etzebeth have come through the middle here and have got arms around the ball.
Taken down by Black. Stay there. No.
It has come now for Aaron Smith, and done well to work that out.
Inside.
And the hauler was quickly out of the blocks to chase that one, but Aaron Smith very tight to the touchline.
Yeah, that's not a good kick. I think he would have preferred that to go much further downtown and quite possibly even stay in rather than go out close.
Kolisi got from Mostert, and then Dianti brought in off his wing. Etzebeth Into the tackle of Kane, switching direction from de Klerk. Kolisi, Pollard. Lost forward by Malcolm Marx. This is where New Zealand will be dangerous. Barrett, Williams, Crotty. Rico Ioane still battling to get his hands on the ball in this contest. Whitelock. Tackle from Frans Malherbe. Here's Barrett. Testing Faf de Klerk. It's way too deep from Barrett. And de Klerk away for Leroux. Du Toit. Frans Malherbe, the unlikely recipient in the midfield, but it's quickly worked away for Derlendi. Creel. And Dianti to his left. And the flag is up. Oh, so close. Just unable to keep those boots of his inside the field. Up he went, Dianti. It just got a tiny bit narrow for him.
Nicely worked by South Africa. The tackle from Noholo, just getting that foot on the line. Not there. There it is there. He's out now, and then he chucks it back in.
Stop once.
More stopped for the first time. South Africa peeling around the back and getting a counter. Hoist from Smith again. Dianti. He managed to regather. He lost it backwards and regained it on the bounce, then lost forward.
Thank you, Matthew.
He got a call from Matthew Carley, the assistant referee,
Scrum to
saying
black.
it was knocked. Well, those are the little errors you just can't afford to be making against the All Blacks. It's given them a little bit of an opportunity just inside the Springbok half to maybe control the ball. That's where the knock-on came, maybe not from the initial catch, but in his efforts to grab it as he went to ground.
Okay, last scrum, you've got to keep it up, please.
High-hanging kick from Aaron Smith, maybe a fraction
I
far,
want
but
to see
certainly
your
had
body
plenty
shape
of height on it.
square, not a hinge.
Seven handling errors in total. The bulk of those coming
Crouch!
in the first quarter of an hour or so.
Bind!
And it looked nervy.
Early Springboks. We've talked about the pre-engage. You guys leaning in on...
I think Kieran Reid might ask for another scrum here.
Again?
Yep. Well, they've had 2 scrum attack balls in the game so far. It seems almost impossible to fathom that it's only 2. The one, Sonny Bill tried to free Crotty, it went a little bit awry and was knocked
Come on,
on. The
boys,
other
work
one,
hard on the
Vandenberg
standards,
kicked
please. We
directly out
agreed them
into
before the
touch.
game.
What
Let's
will
go.
they do this time round? Might not kick it away looking at those possession stats.
And again, Den Smith is pretty narrow with
Crouch.
Rico Ioane way out on the left wing.
Bind! Set!
Smith. Naholo brought in, and Sia Kolisi making the tackle.
Straight
Arm
off
out
feet,
from
Green.
Angus Gardner, and there's a drop goal attempt from Beauden Barrett, who took a huge amount of criticism
Number
for
8,
not
straight
attempting
off
that
feet.
in Wellington. So has a go with a penalty advantage. And way wide.
Yeah, he stepped back into the pocket there. Didn't have all that much time because Mossad was right there, pushed it off to the right. Interesting that penalty advantage was called, and instead of having a little go and choosing to maybe take it through a couple phases, try and find some space to
It's a
exploit,
good battle. Yeah, absolutely.
was the immediate
Yes.
attempt to get 3 points on the board.
Okay, all right.
Sam Cane
Okay, mate, look, yeah.
and receiving attention there,
Yeah, no, I understand.
looking in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah, he's not looking too happy at the moment, Matthew. You can see him moving his arms, but the doctor there, hands around his neck, and just making sure that he's in a good position.
Cool.
Again, there, Sam moving the other arm as well, so hopefully not too serious. But as we know with this game, we want to make sure the safety of the players are there, and they're well looked after.
Willie le Roux with plenty to contribute in the team huddle there on the occasion of his 50th Test match. Debut against Italy back in 2013. First 5 Test matches at fullback, and then he played 4 in the Rugby Championship of that year on the wing. But since then it's been fullback the whole way.
Is this an HIA?
Well, that's a man who's been hooker the whole way, and hooker extraordinaire for a young man. He's has a reputation of being the best, well, one of the best, if not the best in the world at present. So Sam Cane is up and about.
Pretty sure where
Joel,
he was lying.
it is
I'll just check that.
a head injury assessment. He does look a little bit groggy at the moment, Sam Cane, but good to see him walking off.
He's got able replacement, John, in Ardie Savia.
Ardie Savia, quality player, will bring some impact into the game.
I think that's going to be a little bit of a neck injury more than maybe a head.
As he was going in to make the clean on Francois Lowe, got it in under his ribs.
I think they call that the turtle head, don't they? That it almost pushes your head back into your neck area.
So Barrett to square it up with less than 5 minutes to play in the first half at Loftus, and as you mentioned earlier, they will be very happy to have had so little possession and territory and be on even terms on the scoreboard. Started it at the right-hand upright, but it was always moving back in. So it's 2 Pollard penalties playing 2 Barrett penalties, 2 out of 2 for both of them. And they've weathered a very big Springbok storm to be on even terms right now. Big chase from Colby here, who brings down Sam Whitelock as he controls the restart.
Hold here.
The tallest against the shortest man on the field. le Roux quickly got away from Ioane. Very tight against that right touchline. South Africa have done well to just consolidate that ball. Out the back it comes from Kitsoff for Pollard. le Roux. Delendi. It's a good handoff from Sonny Bill Williams, but he stays dedicated to his task. De Klerk, Pollard. Then the cut-out ball once more from Willie le Roux, this time for Eben Etzebeth, who takes Ardie Savia with him in the tackle. Malherbe and Lowe on the short ball from Pollard. Delendi quickly recovers his creel.
Leave it, Black! Leave it!
Mostert. Tackle from Reed. Pollard takes it to the line as he did so effectively against Australia in Port Elizabeth a week ago. Change of direction now. le Roux for Creel. Jinked his way past Sonny Bill Williams. And a big clean out on Williams as well. Gives Faf de Klerk the clean possession he desires. le Roux had Kolisi away to his right, and Colby is hanging way out to the right. New Zealand succeeding in just slowing the flow of possession momentarily. Pollard. Creel.
Leave it, Black!
Strong work
Well
from
done, good listen.
Yankee arriving at that ruck as well. Marks. And darting is de Klerk to the short side. De Toy up for Marks once again. Just a wall of All Black defenders. le Roux gets it away for Delendi. wrestling with Ioane, and then Colby. Colby dragged onto the touchline. It's some really good hassling defence from New Zealand.
Well, good hassling defence, but also really good constructive building by South Africa. Chose not to go wide until they'd committed a number of All Black defenders into the breakdown, trying to find a little bit of space out wide, and it looked for all money like there was some. And eventually the ball flicked on by Dialendi into the hands of Colby, who's bundled into touch. Almost half-time, not a try in the game, but certainly no shortage of excitement here at Loftus.
And Scott Barrett the target.
Stop once.
The Springboks, who got a morale-boosting penalty on the stroke of half-time in Wellington.
Turnover good, step inside.
It's come back on the side of the Springboks. And Kolisi surging forward. Is there something left in this first half for South Africa? De Klerk. Half-time siren sounding in the background as Peter Steph du Toit clatters into Cody Taylor, but it's lost forward, and the All Blacks happy to clear for the touchline.
No, I thought he lost it forward on the ground. Yep.
Well, as Joel Strensky mentioned, no tries, but no shortage of physicality and intensity. It's 2 Pollard penalties for South Africa, 2 Barrett penalties for New Zealand. Half-time in Pretoria, South Africa 6, New Zealand 6.
And brutal in many ways. Exactly what we expect from these two teams.
Good.
Loden Barrett. It's the second half underway, and Francois Lowe is the man to make an early call, pulled down by Waisake Naholo. And Faf de Klerk shaping for the box kick. Apiwe Dyanki after it. It's sailing into touch.
What's that? Yeah.
It's the All Blacks suggesting that perhaps that ball had been taken back, but Lowe was brought down just inside the 22 where the ruck was formed. Taylor for Frizzell at the front of the All Blacks line-out. Crotty.
Maul.
Well, a maul called by Angus Gardner, but
Okay, leave it now, you've lost it. Leave it.
New Zealand managing to work it to ground for Aaron Smith. Reid. And South Africa have the penalty at the breakdown. Man up for the ball is Malcolm Marx.
Gets such a strong body position, that man. Spreads his legs quite wide. Creates a real low centre of gravity. Hands on the ball. He becomes almost immovable. Well, this is how it happened. It was carried up, and by all accounts, he really shouldn't have been allowed to play that ball. The clean out should have been a whole lot better. He's so strong, so powerful, stood his ground. Malcolm Marx has won the first penalty of the second half.
Contest on the throw to Etzebeth at the front, and it has been stolen by New Zealand. Barrett a little unsure, perhaps a little isolated in the tackle as well. Peter Steph du Toit made an attempt over the ball. Now makes the attempt at the counter ruck. Such a massive work rate from South Africa's blindside flanker throughout this championship. Now
Hold
Barrett.
3. You're on now. Good.
Kick for Naholo to chase. And Leroux away from him. De Klerk finds Kolisi. Frizzell with the tackle. Again they go to the short side. And Du Toit. Kitsoff. Pollard. And now Leroux looking for some space through the middle. Low for Etzebeth, and then Kitsoff. Here's Creel. Dianki to his left, but Creel is through and over! rises as one. To Jesse Creel, who plays his Super Rugby here in Pretoria. It's a 10th test try, a first against New Zealand for him, and the perfect way to start the second half.
Well, it's well worked, isn't it? Good hands from Kitsoff. Creel looks up, sees a bit of a little bit of space, and boy, he's got some strength, some power, and some pace to go with it. The handoff is good. The last man had shifted, and Creel is in. Brilliant start for South Africa to the second half.
And understandably, Apiwe Dianki to his left, a very carefully watched man. There was certainly a pass on there for him if necessary, and the defence was always just kept in two minds there. And as they drifted out, the space opened up for Creel. Here's Pollard. So assured, and South Africa ahead by 7.
Pollard, who makes it a 7-pointer, but a great team try by South Africa. They went through the phases. Then Jesse Creel, what an athlete, straightens up the line and scores the first try of the match for the Springboks.
Barrett with a beautiful hanging restart, but Eben Etzebeth is the man to get up and claim it. Defence quickly through onto the Klerk. It's a much better kick this time. And lost forward by Apiwe Dianki, but they are certainly more contestable, the kicks from Faf de Klerk this evening than they were a week ago. Apiwe Dianki is getting himself into good positions. Now Adi Savia.
No advantage.
Come back for the scrum. Certainly no advantage
from the knock.
Accrued. Following the knock on by Apiwe Dianki. And John, some changes.
1, 3 and 6.
Yes, we have Perry Tuingafasi and also Tuipulotu coming onto the field. So the two front rows and a lock, beefing up the tight five.
Well,
Carl Tuinakawafi being replaced there with Owen Franks and also Shannon Frizzell coming off. Sorry, Matthew.
Well, no, just going to mention that Ofa Tuungafasi got his first test start against Argentina last weekend in Buenos Aires.
Well, let's have another look at this try. It's a brilliant break from Jesse Creel. Realised there was a bit of space in between, and
going to be all right?
Matthew, you pointed it out, with Dianti on the outside, there was definitely a little move to cover the outside space, and the tackle was missed on the pace, the strength, the power of Jesse Creel. Aaron Smith was making a gallant effort to stop him at the end, but the big bull centre just too strong and too powerful. It's a really well-worked try. The one man who has done things really well this evening, a little different to his normal game, is Faf de Klerk. Firstly, he's kicked the ball a whole lot better, as we've pointed out. Secondly, he's moving it quickly, he's passed it quickly, there's no hesitation, it's quick ball, it's going out, and it's maybe creating a little bit of space on the outside.
Tim Perry of the Crusaders made a test debut against Australia in Sydney this year at the age of 30. On for Carl Tuingafasi.
It's not out. Good.
Crotty out the back for Nahola, and here's Ioane. Wonderful tackle from Willie Leroux, and Jesse Creel latching onto the ball. It's brilliant defensive work from Leroux and Creel in tandem.
Well, not renowned for his tackling ability, Willie Leroux, but he's made a perfect head-on tackle here on the bigger man. Ioane came around the corner. It was well worked by New Zealand, left him a bit of space, a one-on-one, but Willie Leroux stepped up perfectly, and then Creel was in to win the penalty.
Take the shot.
A little bit of a consultation here, which now results in Andre Pollard having a shot at goal. Try and stretch this lead out beyond 7.
Shot.
Well, scoreboard pressure, it would be. That's a great tackle. Creel is in there quickly. Ioane was maybe gathering for a second time, could have been penalised for hanging on in the first place. And then came the steal.
But great defence by South Africa. It was interesting earlier the year, Jacques Nienaber, who took over as defensive coach, said it will probably take them 8 games to get used to this new defensive system. We're in game number 9 now, and they look pretty comfortable.
Just inside his own half here, Andre Pollard. 3 from 3 so far this evening, but a monster kick on the angle. Here it comes. The Loftus crowd will tell you whether it's got enough. It has! Magnificent from Andre Pollard. The Springboks stretch their lead to 10.
That's a great strike. Can understand the decision as well. If it goes over, it's a little bit of a bonus. If it doesn't, the All Blacks kick it back. It's gone over. It's a brilliant kick.
This time the restart, tap back on the All Black side, but tap back and into touch.
Ball still live, ball still live.
And every
Okay, off the line, please now.
mistake
Off the line.
cheered with some relief by
How many halfbacks?
a packed Loftus Versfeld. Mostert taken in the air.
Contact in the air.
And this is on the 15.
Yep.
So over 60 metres on the
problem.
angle. Pollard just had enough on the previous penalty this time. They're going to try and press home some advantage here. Set up the line out deep in New Zealand territory.
Well, a bit of contact here in the air. It's Kieran Reid on Mostert. Nothing yet, and then the arms go around as he's on his way back down. He hasn't hit the ground yet, and the arm is round. What we have seen today is a great bit of game management from South Africa. They kick a decent one and chance now to get more points on the board.
Well, an untidy lineup, but a win nevertheless. And Lendi carries into the tackle of Adi Savia. It's a Beth. Mostert with the clean. In Pollard, Leroux, Marks took it at some pace. Here's Creel once again.
Step back.
Yankee in with the clean. A couple of players leaving their feet, but from both sides. Low. Just couldn't shake the tackle of Tuipulotu, but quick ball for de Klerk. And then Leroux. De Toy. Peter Steph. De Toy gets away from a couple. Just a metre short now. De Klerk. Missed everybody.
Oh,
Off the cameraman.
he was looking for the last man on the outside, hoping there were no defenders left. The man was not there.
Time off.
What a break from Peter Steph
I'm
de
not
Toy.
sure
He's
yet.
been colossal in the last couple of weeks for South Africa, and again tonight.
Took you for the wrong person.
Super break, great pace as we see another change coming in the All Blacks. On comes Richie Mo'unga. That's the pass. It was only Stephen Kitsoff who was there.
Well, Joel, that's probably the closest that our Supersport cameraman has come to becoming a Springbok.
And he was in a good position to receive it as well, wasn't he?
Very good.
Just hold the play.
Yeah, but he had a foot in touch.
Which number's coming off? Okay, well, let's get on with it, please.
So
Thank
Richie
you.
Mo'unga has made his way on. Who's coming up for the All Blacks?
Just told that.
The
I'm
board
calling
up in front of where
Come
Jean
on.
was sitting was
Let's go.
number 14, which is
It is Nohola who's
Saki
making his way
Nohola.
around, yeah.
Masaki Nohola already off the field, just making his way behind the dead goal area.
So Ben Smith will go to wing, Barrett to fullback.
Now it's Scott Barrett, just creating more of an angle for the
Stay
clearance kick with the carry. And a pressure first touch for Mo'unga, who hasn't found touch. Colby. A great deal of opportunity for him out on his right wing this evening. Pollard for Kolisi in the midfield, and the captain breaks through. Dalendi! Magnificent Springboks! post. The line from Derlendi. Superb on his captain's shoulder.
Well, this is what we were expecting from Sonny Bill Williams there. Ability to barge through a tackle and offload. This time round, Sia Khaleesi, who's carried the ball outstandingly all season. So one of South Africa's top meter makers, gets his arms through, gets over the first man, times the pass to perfection, and look what it means to the coaching staff. Great moment for South African rugby, and boy, you don't want to be thinking about it too soon, but the way the All Blacks have played and looked, the way South Africa are playing, there's only one winner at the moment. Centres copped a bit of flack, it's the two who've scored.
Still a lot of time to go, but great break by Sia Khaleesi, brute strength, and then Damian Derlendi with that support line. He's been a colossus for the Springboks in the midfield, and this midfield combination really clicking today for the Boks.
So Tim Perry, the man missing the tackle on the Springbok captain, who was left in his wake. And with each score, the roars get louder, the confidence builds that little bit more, but everyone knows how effective the All Blacks are in the last 20 minutes of a game. Can this man, Beauden Barrett, spark something? Well, away goes Cody Taylor now, looking to hit straight back, and that look as though they will through Aaron Smith. The perfect riposte from Aaron Smith, who scored in Wellington 3 weeks ago and is now in for his 4th against the Springboks, a 16th in all Test rugby.
Well, I definitely spoke too soon. It's well worked, good pick and go. Cody Taylor finding Aaron Smith, who ran a good support line, got away from Malcolm Marx, and the All Blacks are in. It's the perfect response from New Zealand. Not much South Africa could do. I'm not sure how Cody Taylor came away with the ball at the breakdown. And you said it, Matthew, the All Blacks really strong in the last 20 minutes. They've kicked off the last 30 minutes pretty well. Fighting back, South Africa are going to have to just have a little chat about that defensive error and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Well, Richie Mo'unga straight into the kicking duties.
Stop. Yep. I'll restart the time for you. Okay, so no rush.
Well, I started saying earlier as Richie Mo'unga starts again, the two South African centres, you've been criticised for being really direct and maybe not passing the ball enough. They're the two men who've got the tries, and they've certainly looked absolutely outstanding tonight.
Mo'unga to add the 2 and sneaks it just inside the left hand upright. 18 points in his Test career before this evening. And in his first Test against South Africa has his first points.
Such a quality team, this All Black side. When you think they're out of it, they just come back with a brilliant try. Aaron Smith with that support line, and New Zealand back within 10 points.
And Sam Whitelock, the man to receive the restart.
Timing, guys, timing.
The Springboks will be livid with that.
Outside.
2 early tries in the second half and a relatively soft one conceded, allowing the All Blacks back in. LaRue taken towards touch. It's a perfectly weighted kick, decent enough gather from the South African fullback, but just no wiggle room at all.
Well, perfectly weighted, but perfectly angled as well, right on the edge of the touchline. Really, LaRue couldn't catch it and be in touch, but caught it and got tackled into touch. A really good kick.
Taylor, the steal is from Etzebeth and quickly away for Pollard. Derlendi, Creel cuts out a man to find Bianchi, who puts the kick in. And taken back.
Taken over, 5 metre scrum.
Beauden Barrett, it's a 5 metre scrum. Some brilliant pace from Beauden Barrett to turn and trace and get back ahead of Apiwe Dianki.
Well, it's a great little kick from Dianki as well. Realised there was not much on, realised he was going to be tackled. Look at this for a little grubber ahead. We've seen him chip before. Good line as well from Barrett, smart line, clever line. Great race actually between the two real speedsters.
Yeah, Dianti is no slouch, and for Barrett to be able to turn around and still get there first.
Let's go.
Such a quality player.
Let's go,
Yeah,
please.
some real experience there in the line he ran back. He picked his line well, didn't allow Dianti to get round him or past him, and got back. But this is a fantastic attacking position for the Springboks.
The test match has just exploded. 6-all at half-time. That was just 17 minutes ago. Since then, a couple of tries for the Springboks from Creel and Lendi. Try for Aaron Smith to bring New Zealand right back in.
Set.
And now this.
Sorry, he didn't.
No short side to speak of here, so
yeah, I know.
you'd expect South Africa to
What's that? Yeah.
come to
We
this
just
open
hold
side.
your weight, please, when you come. No, listen to me.
The line was lost on the hit. Sia Khaleesi with a little expectant look as he looked up to see whether it would be a penalty to South Africa, but it's a scrum reset. Either way, it's good news for the men in green and gold.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Quick little dart. And de Klerk for low.
Leave it black.
Less than half a metre short to the whitewash, Francois Lowe. Still available for Faf de Klerk. Here's Etzebeth. De Klerk finds Lendi. Kits off a presence over the ball. De Klerk again, Mostert, Pollard and Leroux. And Colby!
Scramble emergency defence from the All Blacks. Did they manage to keep Colby out? I think we're going to go upstairs and have a look.
Go.
I think he makes the line. It's whether the tackle's complete.
Yep.
And then he reaches out again.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's ferocious.
Is he there?
Absolutely ferocious.
Okay. So, mate, it's going to be a try, yes or no.
Okay.
But specifically what we want to check is, does the player legally reach out without a double movement and put the ball on the line, or is it a double movement?
Okay, so we're looking for the legitimacy of the grounding.
Thank you.
Okay.
Graham Hughes of England is the TMO.
A number of ways to phrase the question. It's not give me a reason not to award the try this time around. It's try yes or no. So, is there a double movement? He's down. Oh, it all happened so quickly. From those two angles, it doesn't look like he made it to the line.
An important defensive read. Also argue there's a bit of a grass cutter there because there was no real attempt at arms in the tackle on Colby. Is that ball on the line, and did he make a second movement? That's what Graham Hughes has to adjudicate.
Well, I don't think it's a second movement. I think he's gone to ground and then he's entitled to place it. The big question is, does it touch the line? The crowd thinks so. Try yes or no. When in doubt, if it's 50-50, Springboks are making their way back to the halfway
Gus,
line.
Yes, mate.
For me, I am happy it's momentum and that he just puts his hand out and it does touch the line. So I'm happy to award the try.
You're happy to award the try?
I am indeed.
Okay.
Wait for the roar. Cheslin Colby has a second test try, and they've both come against New Zealand. Got one with an interception in Wellington, and now he's on the board in Pretoria. And just as Aaron Smith's try had been the perfect response by the All Blacks, so too this now from South Africa to stretch their lead out once more.
Well, he may be only 74 kilograms. He had a huge amount to do to get this over the line, and he's done it absolutely brilliant. Beauden Barrett did well to make him cut inside. Could have been a grass cutter. He somehow found a way to get it on the line to Cheslin Colby. under enormous pressure. Enormous pressure. It's a brilliant individual effort. After some great teamwork, we might add.
Andre Pollard from the right-hand touchline absolutely sings the uprights. And the 17-point lead is restored with a quarter of the game to go.
Brilliant kick by Pollard. Brilliant finish by Cheslin Colby. 17-point lead.
Well, the ball lost.
Matt, knock on.
Forward, I think it was Francois Lowe who was in there, lost the ball forward on the restart. So again, just not managing it from the kickoff. Having re-established a dominant lead, and Frans Malherbe has left the field. Vincent Koch, now of Saracens, is on to win his 10th Test cap. Made his debut against New Zealand off the bench pre-World Cup in 2015.
Stays up here, not on the short.
Yeah, Sonny Bill Williams has made way as well on his come. Anton Leonard-Brown.
Yeah, I know. I've asked him to put
no
it up there.
impact at all for Sonny Bill today, and maybe the combination of really, let it be said, two number 12s playing together, not quite working for the All Blacks today. Crotty also very much a number 12.
Leaning. This man leaning in on them. Unstable. Second time.
20 minutes to go still. Seeing how quickly the All Blacks struck back last time round. Got a great opportunity here again. He's been enormous again tonight, Malcolm Marx. Unbelievable at the breakdown.
A little variation, no jump from Scott Barrett at the front of that line out, and the All Blacks managing their maul effectively. But then the counter shove is strong. It comes for Aaron Smith. Moanga, Barrett, and Rico Ioane will canter into the corner for yet another test try. 21 in total. His 5th against South Africa. He got 2 of them in Wellington. Got 1 in North Harbour and 1 in Cape Town last year. And the roller coaster continues.
That it does. Well worked by the All Blacks. The maul well repelled by the Springboks, and the slick handling of the All Black backs, finding a bit of space for Ioane, and he's got so much pace. Had to wait for the ball, got it behind him, still had time to regather, canter over the line. It's another great response from the men in black.
Straight away, please.
Richie Moanga. He's put a pretty good strike, but just fading at the last minute across the face of the uprights.
Great work by the All Blacks again. Rolling ball not working, but then the ability to spread it wide, and this try-scoring machine. Rico Ioane just finishing off there. Also one change for South Africa. Ergis Snyman entering the fray. Yeah, but it's a bit massive workload from him again tonight.
So Snyman on his home field. Started all the test matches against England in the June series. Regular contributions off the bench in the Rugby Championship since the return from injury of Eben Etzebeth. Beautifully out of the air from Willie Leroux and away for Colby, then Kolisi.
Trapped in. I'll play a scrum. Yeah.
I must just say, Willie Leroux in his 50th test match have just shown his experience. He's been brilliant under the eye ball, so solid at the back, and from a South African point of view, it's great to have that kind of experience in your number 15 shirt.
So I'll tell you
the captain extraordinaire, Siya Kolisi, setting a good example as well, Sean. Just seems to get over the game line every time the ball comes to him, and it came to him under a bit of pressure with 2 All Black defenders in front. Still got some go forward.
Okay, thank you.
And in the collapse, South Africa will have the put in.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Joel. Siya Kolisi is not the biggest flanker in world rugby, but his ability to break tackles and the speed that he brings to the number 6 shirt as well.
And that little offload, the little offload for the try as well. The skill set is there too.
Let's see how this scrum goes.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Good.
Cheslin Colby was right behind that scrum, but he was a decoy. Here's Dianki. Tackle from Ben Smith. Peter Steph to Toy. Carries towards Whitelock. Barrett makes an attempt over the ball. Here's LaRue again. Bowden Barrett has it covered, and a wonderful curling kick. Really getting the spin correct on that occasion and taking play back to the Springboks 10-metre line. 12 points the lead worth, remembering that a penalty for South Africa takes them beyond 2 converted tries.
Okay, sorry, we do have an HIA call. We do have an HIA call, yeah.
HIA call, as we can hear from the referee Mark as well. Vinny LaRue coming off. Like you said, a massive game from him. Such experience in that number 15 shirt, and he's been replaced by Damian Willemse, such a talent coming on in the fullback position for the Springboks.
So a 3rd test cap for Damian Willemse, got 2 against Argentina, home and away.
Yes. Okay.
20 years of age.
And hugely exciting, isn't he? He's a flyer for fullback, pretty much in the Bowden Barrett mould. He's at 10, he's just learning the real nuances of the position. At fullback, with a bit of space, he can be absolutely electrifying.
Marks finds Snyman and then Koch. And de Klerk just organising his forwards on the fringes. He'll look to
balls out,
make the kick. Back it comes on South Africa's side. Mostert taken down and lost forward by New Zealand as Pollard takes it back to his 10-metre line. Snyman
over from the knock.
No more advantage from the knock-on, but it's quick ball for de Klerk. Low, du Toit. Kitsoff thinks better of the ball out of the back that time. Switch in direction from Faf de Klerk to find Willemse, who puts the grabber in. Now Bowden Barrett. And the pass is forward. If nothing else, the crowd informed you of that, but Matthew Carney, the assistant referee on that side, was right in line with the pass.
Well, calmness in both coaching boxes at the moment, but the calmness in the New Zealand coach's box is one of almost acceptance of things not going your way. Well, that is definitely forward. And we know it's forward because there was no forward momentum from the players, and running backwards almost was Bowden Barrett, and the ball ended up in front of where he passed it from. Peter Steph du Toit getting a little bit of attention. Again, a huge night for him. He's blossomed in that number 7 shirt on the blind side.
Ball's out,
and
no problem.
More so than this fella. Malcolm Marks blossoms week in, week out. Another huge performance tonight in Pretoria. Strong and physical ball in hand. Gets over the gain line every time he has it in his big mitts. And when he doesn't have the ball, he's working his socks off to win it from the opposition, which he's done on a number of occasions.
Keep working far side, please.
Think back to his test debut off the bench in Christchurch against the All Blacks, which certainly didn't go his way in 2016, and just how he has grown into this role and acknowledged as a world leader in his position.
Bind! Set!
Faf de Klerk snipes to the short side. Colby No way through the tackle of Scott Barrett. De Klerk again almost took a stray boot to the head as the bodies flew in. Has it again, kits off, and now Pollard! Half gap almost opening up for him. Kolisi. De Klerk once again, low.
Turnover good.
And the steal is good from Adi Savia. Brilliant decision making from him. And the counter is on for New Zealand. Little switch to Ioane. Tackle from Colby. Look, Ioane letting go of the ball and getting back to his feet.
Good, thank you.
Barrett for his brother Scott, who looked to the outside and found no one to pass to. Leonard Brown, yet another important tackle from the Springbok captain. Bowden Barrett. Test for Willemse here. And quickly steps into the counter. Inside ball from Mostert. Crotty losing his footing as he tried to make the steal. Dutoy, Delendi. Turnover penalty one. The clean just coming a little too late.
It was a dreadful kick from Bowden Barrett. A good take from Damian Willemse, but an outstanding step. City's electrifying. When he gets that ball in hand, he really needs to be running with the ball between his two hands. Look at this for a step. Good take. It was a poor kick, to be fair. But look at this. Oh, that is just sensational. And then he had the sense to make the timing of the pass count. Brilliant from the youngster.
Yeah, he is a brilliant talent, and another brilliant talent for South Africa. Sikambuza Nortje also entering the fray.
Coming on the field. Yeah.
He is replacing Francois Lowe, and also TJ Perinara on the field in place of Aaron Smith.
On the line.
Also, Lowe's been good at number 8 this evening, hasn't he?
And Carl Tuina Kawafi back onto the field in place of Tim Perry.
Nathan Harris with the throw to Barrett at the front. Moanga took it to the line and found Leonard Brown. Perinara. And that's lost forward.
Advantage.
By Tui Pelotu. And snaffled by Vincent Koch. And Damian Willemse filling in the scrum-off position. And the man with number 9 on his back chases down the kick, but misses Rico Ioane. Colby has him though. Perinara, Savia, Tuina Kawafi, and Barrett on the bounce. Scott Barrett that time. Perinara again, Whitelock out the back for Barrett.
Oh. Almost an intercept from Dianti. Read it well, just couldn't hang on. Lucky he actually got hands to it because there was space on the outside.
Lucky to get hands on a Joel. It might be lucky not to get a yellow card as well. That we've seen on numerous occasions, yellow card being dished out for something like that.
Yeah, spot on, John.
Less than 9 minutes to play at Loftus. It's going to be an agonizing 8 minutes and change. Nathan Harris in his first test match against South Africa wins his 18th test cap this evening. Just the one start for him, but it's gone awry for the All Black lineout. And who else but the Springbok captain to tidy up the possession? De Klerk shapes to put it up for Dianti to trace once again.
Knock on.
Lost forward off the hands of Apiwe Dianti, but again contestable and just not allowing an obvious counter-attack opportunity.
Knock on into touch.
Couple of players cramping up a little bit. Dianti, one of them, Faf de Klerk, the other.
So it's a scrum.
I think that's More a cramp than anything else for the young man.
Yeah, time's off.
Yeah, no surprise. Ambrose Papier will come on and replace Faf de Klerk, who's had a very good game this evening. Spoken a number of times about game management. Between Faf de Klerk and Andre Pollard, they've managed this game outstandingly well.
Oh, yeah, twist of the left ankle there for Apiwe Dianki. And a big roar from the Loftus crowd for Ambrose Papier, a local Bulls player who wins his 4th Test cap, replacing Faf de Klerk, who had played all 400 minutes of the previous 5 Rugby Championship games. And he leaves to a standing ovation here on the Loftus grandstand.
As does Malcolm Marx. Standing ovation for both players. Both have been absolutely brilliant this evening.
So what I said to number 2, who was on the floor,
as mentioned there, Bongia Banambi also on the field, replacing Malcolm Marx. And these two players, Faf de Klerk and Malcolm Marx, they've been brilliant tonight.
Thank you.
What a night, what an occasion it is for young Ambrose Papier. Gets his first taste of rugby against the old foe, against the All Blacks.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Still! Good.
Huge scrum from the Springboks, that just managing to clear was Perinara, and away for Moanga. Quick ball for Perinara once again. Crotty. We've got some pace and rhythm now. And Reid just managing to work it to ground. Ioane was able to wrestle it to ground, but...
Oh, careful, careful! Put him down! It's dangerous. You lifted him up off the ground. Yep.
Well, it's Offa Tuungafasi who gets
yeah, you can go.
Lifted high.
Almost manhandled, picked up off the ground by Peter Steph du Toit and one other, and dragged backwards. But you've got to put the player straight back on the ground, which the Boks did not do.
South Africa also clearing the bench.
Dangerous.
Great experience in Tendai, the beast, and Tawarira on the field. He replaces Stephen Kirchhoff, and Elton Yankees also waiting to enter this game.
All Black captain Kieran Reid with the line-out take. Perinara for Crotty. Harris.
Stay on.
Valuable time ticking away here. As the Springboks are forced into defensive mode. They haven't had a lot of this to do in this contest at Loftus, but they held out heroically in Wellington in the first game. Off the fingertips of Scott Barrett for Rico Ioane. Works his way to ground before being taken to the touchline. Tackle in on Savia. Then Tui Palatu. Strong surge from the replacement second row. Here's Barrett. And Vincent Koch has his arms around the ball, but not for long enough. Defence still holding firm. Perinara goes digging. 10 phases that have been played inside the Springboks 22. Moanga with the stretch and just short. Perinara. He too brought down just short, but now the try is scored. The All Blacks back within 7 points with a kick to come.
Just send them on, please.
And a massive final 4 minutes awaits.
Oh, it's a well-worked team try, isn't it? Mo'unga takes the conversion very quickly indeed. South Africa will now have to hang on. 30 points to 25. The build-up was just sublime. Through the phases, they went real patience, and eventually the Springbok defence not able to hold out as Scarlett Barrett threw quite a good dummy and then dived for the line. Been courageous defence until that point.
So for Scott Barrett, a third test try and a first against South Africa. Loftus crowd need to get in behind their men now. There was some nervous quiet for large periods of the first half when South Africa dominated possession and territory. They couldn't put points on the board. And now they need to lift the Springboks for a final 3.5-minute effort to keep New Zealand at bay. They have to score a try. The All Blacks. Perinara's hoist, tests Willemse. Does well under the high ball, and Rico Ioane wrapping him up in the tackle as he came to ground. Papier waits. And away for Bulls teammate Snyman. Awkward ball for Pollard, but does brilliantly well. And Papier sniping around the fringe. Game management vital now for the Springboks. Possession, patience with ball in hand. Koch. And the All Blacks have the penalty. It was Savia on his feet and over the ball, working hard. And a quickly taken penalty kick. Mo'unga, what's he done? Oh, he's got it out. He would have been very nervous as that ball was in the air. Didn't strike it as he would have wanted, but the bounce favoured him, and a 5-metre line out. You can't bear the tension.
Just hold him at the front. Bring him on, send him on.
And to add to the tension, Matthew, Damian de Allende, who had a fantastic game. He leaves the field. He's replaced by Elton Jantjies, which probably means Handré Pollard moves to 12. And Tim Perry also back on the field. Carl Tawina Kawafi, he's off.
So Nathan Harris with the throw. And Reed the taker. The crowd in line with that, screaming that it was not straight.
Collapsing. Advantage.
Penalty advantage as Perinara snipes.
Leave it, Green! Leave it! It's still penalty advantage for collapsing the maul.
Hardy Savia goes to the open side. The All Blacks close to the Springbok post here. Desperate defensive measures required. A minute and 15 seconds to play in Pretoria. Ioane waits out wide. The All Blacks celebrate. They have the try. They will have a kick to go in front. An extraordinary comeback from New Zealand. When Cheslin Colby scored and Pollard converted, it was 30 points to 13. And since then, there have been tries for Rico Ioane, Scott Barrett, and now Hardy Savia.
Oh, it's bitter disappointment for South Africa and the fans. It's a great comeback from a great side. 30 points to 13, down 30 points to 18 with just 5 minutes left. 2 tries right here at the death. And 2 well-worked tries. Not much the Springboks could do about it, but it is bitter disappointment.
Richie Mo'unga.
Timekeeper, give me a check.
To put the All Blacks in front for the first time in the game. He loves it.
Is that full time?
And they have stolen it at the death. quite extraordinary. They won the Rugby Championship last week in Buenos Aires. They promised that there was no such thing as a dead rubber against the Springboks. And have they delivered on that promise? 3 tries and 2 conversions in the closing 8 minutes of the game. Just abject disappointment for the Springboks. Just cannot believe what has hit them in these last 8 minutes of the game. But we said it, how good they are in those final moments.
Oh, it's just bitter disappointment for South Africa, manning up and shaking hands, but a game that seemed to be in the bag. They certainly had their tails up and the lead, but this All Black team are just so good. They have an ability to come back, never say die. They carried on believing. Got a bit lucky with a Mo'unga kick to the corner, set up the maul and forced the try. It's a great comeback. It's a great game of rugby we've witnessed.
So just a couple of penalties apiece in the first half, but it came alive in the second. 4 tries to 3, full time in Pretoria. South Africa 30, New Zealand 32.